Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moving Podcast and Carlethia Russell from Alabama. That whole incident, that whole made-up hoax of stopping on the highway because she saw a toddler and then got kidnapped, and people made her get naked and took pictures and all kinds of crazy shenanigans that she made up, and somehow she found a way to escape. As if she was Jason Bourne and knew how to get out of a tricky situation and go back home and not tell police, all that stuff, right? When that first happened, didn't believe it. And fast forward, she's admitted that she's made up the entire story. I'm not surprised. It was too much pressure, too much heat. At some point, she had to come clean, and she did. Look, she duped everybody, right? Her boyfriend left her. Okay, he said he got bamboozled in all of it as well. So, and look, she's a nursing student, and look, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would want you to be a nurse now? Who would want you working in their hospital? But yeah, so specifically they charge her with fabricating a kidnapping, falsifying reports of the incident, and false reporting to law enforcement, right? So basically they're upset that she wasted a lot of time and resources, and I totally understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, finally, we have a situation where a woman of color, an African American woman, goes missing, and law enforcement does an excellent job in trying to find her, locate her, figure out what happened. We're spending a lot of time and resources to find this young lady and bring her back home safely, as well as the concern of the toddler as well, right? Just everything involved was just out of control, but they did their job, and unfortunately it was a hoax, right? And that is the most disappointing thing in all of this, and I'm not sad for her at all. I really don't care about her. I know they're just misdemeanor charges, but I hope they fully push it, and she should get some jail time. You know what I'm saying? Fine, if she can't get 2 years, 1 year, 6 months to a year, something to send the message home that you cannot be doing this, you wasting police resources, time and energy, especially in an abduction case where it's very serious. You know what I'm saying? And look, at the end of the day, I feel bad for people of color, and specifically women of color, Black women in particular, who actually do go missing. And we know the stigma. We know sometimes the reality that a lot of times those same amount of resources aren't used on them as it is to find other women who aren't Black, right? So we have this scenario where it is taken very seriously, but it just sets it. We're taking multiple steps back now, and in the future, when a woman of color, a Black woman specifically, goes missing, is there going to be a pause before efforts are used, right? Is there going to be like, well, is she really missing? We just had this situation. That shouldn't be the case, but that's just a reality we live in right now, right? So it's just really unfortunate, but good. I'm glad they're pressing charges. I was always under the mindset that they should press charges on this lady. I don't think that she should be able to escape free. For them to press charges, they feel that she was definitely coherent in all her decision making, okay, to try to pull this stunt off, okay, which she did. And it's like, look, you can go whatever psych evaluation, whatever it is, but if you're smart enough to pull this off, then or you think you're smart enough to pull this off and come up with this plan and do the research on Amber Alerts and whatnot, then yeah, you should be smart enough to handle these charges. So on one hand, good. I'm glad she getting charged, because I hate when people falsify reports and waste police resources. And on the second hand, it's incredibly disappointing because she's a Black woman, and look, we know it is what it is. When there's missing white women, everybody's all hands on deck for the most part, and they tried to find her, right? Remember that whole missing Gabby Petito girl from a couple years ago? That was a huge deal, right? So we understand the spotlight that certain groups get. Okay, so then we have a situation where we have a young Black woman, and she gets kidnapped, goes missing, the results was it was all a hoax. It was a waste, and it really is really going to set is really going to set us back. It really is. And that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, she should get charged. And listen, I'm also glad her boyfriend left her, because I was like, there was no way that he was involved in this, or if he was involved in this, I was like, man, she must have played a good game on him. So good, he cut that off. He can start fresh, young king. Good for you. And as for her going forward, I mean, look, even if she never sees the light of jail, right? She's on some type of probation. I mean, your name's out there now. You know what I'm saying? You mess this up for yourself. Any future employer is gonna look you up, see this. You just ruined your own career. So really, at the end of the day, whether these charges get dropped or she doesn't do any jail time, I mean, look, the court of public opinion is strong. This information is out there. Your face is out there. You're the lady. You'll always be known as the lady, not just the lady, the black woman who people actually cared about for you to be found. It was a hoax, you know, and you can never get away from this. So it's really unfortunate for her. I mean, at this point, change your name, move in the Midwest somewhere, Flower State, you know, remote Idaho somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yo, like, it's done for you, you know? I'm probably being a little dramatic, but I mean, but seriously though, I mean, this was huge. This was huge, and for her life is forever changed for poor decision making. You know what I'm saying? And I read somewhere like this was for her. She did this in an attempt to like get her boyfriend back or something like that. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? Either way, just a nonsensical story. But yeah, so that's my update on it. Let me know what y'all think about this. Are y'all happy she's getting charges pressed? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and do you think the charges are strong enough? I mean, for this to be 2 misdemeanors, I get it, but you think it will stick? You think she'll actually do some jail time for this? Let me know what y'all think. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening, watching this vid on a Good Friday. Peace. I'm out.